so far we have studied that this Dr. Sudhir, he had done the operation of this American, okay? In spite of being he was an enemy, then too he did that operation and Hannah also assisted him. Okay, but while doing the operation in between, Dr. Sudhir, he sometimes became irritated also, okay, and rude also. But that rudeness he only showed in his thoughts. Okay, while doing the operation, he didn't show that rudeness over the operation. Okay, children, so these are things we have studied. Now, next, this man will live in spite of all, he said to Hannah and Satan. He looked at Hannah, Dr. Sudhir, and he said that whatever is going to happen, not going to die. Okay? The young man woke so weak, his eyes grew so terrified, very precise where he was. Now, what is that, children? This young man, after the operation, this young man just spoke up, he just come into a conscious. Okay? His eyes blue means he had a blue eyes. This American had a blue eyes, but there was a fear in his eyes. Why there was a fear in his eyes? Because when he came to know that where he was in a Japanese house. Okay, so when he came to know where he became little fear. Okay, he became little frightened. Okay, that Hannah felt compelled to apologize. When Hannah went to meet him, that American was in so much fear that Hannah just apologized. That Hannah thought that he was the fear as well because he saw Hannah, but it was not like that. She herself served him, for none of the servants would enter the room. Now Hannah is serving the food, and she is only taking care of that American. Why she was taking care of that American? Because the servants, they just objected on it and they said that they will not allow themselves to get into their room and they will not help this American at all. When she came in the first time, she saw him summon on his small strength to be prepared for something fearful. Now, what is the children? Why Hannah apologized to this American? The reason here, because when Hannah entered to the room of an American, okay, to serve him food, that time he just looked at Hannah just like that he was prepared for something fearful is going to happen to him. Okay, so he was so much in a fear. Why? Because he seeing the interior of the room, and when he came to know, when he came into a conscious, he came to know that he was in a Japanese house. So that time the war was going on and he was a prisoner. So he came in a fear. Okay, that now something bad is going to happen with me. Okay. Don't be afraid, she begged him softly. How come you speak English? She asked. Now Hannah said that, don't be afraid, okay? So she just to comfort him, she said that not to be afraid. Now the American was surprised, okay? He said that, how come you speak English as you are in Japanese? So how you able to speak English? He asked Hannah. I was a long time in America, she replied. Like that, I was there in America for a long time. That's why I know how to speak English. She saw that he wanted to reply to that, but he could not. And so she knelt and fed him gently with the proclaim. What is proclaim? Proclaim is this chini mitti. Chini mitti ke jo pots and all other, that is called proclaim. So what is there when Hannah told her that I was long time in America, that's why I'm able to speak English. So she saw that the American was about to speak something more, but when he didn't speak, okay, what is there? Hannah just bent down and she just started feeding the American with a spoon. He ate unwillingly, but still he ate. He was not willing to eat. Why? Because still he was in a fear. Okay, he was in a fear that might be she is putting something into it and they are forcing me to eat and they are going to kill me. But then too, he ate it quite. Now you will soon be strong, she said, not liking him and yet moved to comfort him. Now what did Hannah say? Hannah said that don't worry, you will be okay. Okay, she don't like the person, she don't want to talk to him also. But what is their children? Just to comfort him, just to make him comfortable. Hannah is speaking so softly to that American. So she said that don't worry, you will be very well, very soon you will be very well. Okay, and he did not answer. This American, he did not answer anything. When Sudhir came in the third day after the operation. Now, children, this is important. The question is, might be there will be a question that what happened on the third day. Okay, so you should know that what had happened on the third day. So when Sudhir came in the third day after the operation, he found the young man sitting up, his face boundless with the effort, bloodless with the effort. Now, what is there, children? The third day after the operation, when this Dr. Sudhir, okay, he just entered this American's room just to check him. What he found that this American is making efforts to get it from the bed. Okay, he was just trying to get up from the bed. Lie down, Sudhir cried. Do you want to die? Sudhir, he just shouted at him, just lie down. Do you want to die? He forced the man down gently and strongly and examined the wound. He forced the man down and he started examining the wounds of the American. You may kill yourself if you do this sort of a thing, he scolded. And he scolded the man very badly. That if again you are going to try to get up from your seat, from the bed, you will kill yourself, you will die. So don't make an effort to get up. What are you going to do with me? The boy muttered. Now, when the boy very softly he spoke to Dr. Sudhir when he asked him what you are going to do with me, he looked just now very cynical. Are you going to hand me over? And when he was speaking to Dr. Sudhir, he was just looking a 17 years old boy. Okay, he further asked Dr. Sudhir that are you going to hand me over? Hand me over means are you going to hand me over to the Japanese army? For a moment, Sudhir did not answer. For a moment, he did not answer anything. He finished his examination and then pulled the silk quilt over the man. And after doing the examination of the wound, after checking his wound, he just put the quilt on the man. I don't know myself what I should do with you, he said. Now, Dr. Sudhir said, first of all, he said that I don't know. Right now, I also don't know that what I'm going to do with you. I ought, of course, to give you to the police. He said that, of course. I'm going to hand over to you to the police because you are a prisoner. Okay? You are a prisoner of war. You are a prisoner of war and I'm going to hand you over to the police. No, do not tell me anything. He put his hand as he saw the man was about to speak. What the doctor did, he saw that the man was about to speak something. So he just showed his hand like this. Don't speak anything. Okay? I don't want to talk to you. Okay? Don't even tell me your name unless it asks. Dr. Sudhir said that I don't even want to know your name. So don't try to talk to me regarding anything. Okay? I have decided that I am going to hand you over to the police. They looked at each other for a moment and then the young man closed his eyes and turned his face to the wall. Now for a moment they both had an eye contact and then the young man turned his face towards the wall and he just closed his eyes. Okay, he whispered, a mouth which a line. Mouth which a line means citizen. He opened a small his lips in a small way and he said, okay. And he just turned towards the wall. Outside the door, Hannah was waiting. Now, outside the door, when the Dr. Sudhir was inside the house, inside the room of that American, that outside that room, Hannah was waiting for Dr. Sudhir. He saw at once that there was a trouble. Now, Dr. Sudhir can able to see that Hannah was in a trouble. Sudhir Yumi tells me the servants feel they cannot stay if we hide this man here anymore. Now, what she said, what did Hannah inform Dr. Sudhir? She informed that Yumi told her that the servants are saying that they are not going to stay in our house if we are going to hide this man, if we are going to keep this man anymore in our house. Okay, she tells me that they are saying that you and I were so long in America that we have forgotten to think of our own country first. And what else Yumi said? He said that servants are talking among themselves that Hannah and Dr. Sudhir, okay, they have stayed so long in America, that's why they were helping these Americans. Now they were not of their own country. Now they were not faithful towards their own country. Okay, they think we are Americans. It's not true, Sudhir said harshly. Sudhir said, no, this is not true. I am a Japanese. In spite of it, I've studied in America, I've stayed there for a long time. Still, I'm a Japanese. Still, I'm faithful towards my country. Okay, Americans are our enemies, but I have been trained not to let a man die if I can help. The Dr. Sudhir said that all Americans are my enemies. I'm still a faithful citizen of this country, but being a doctor, I have been trained this thing that I cannot leave a man if I can help him. Okay, if the man is dying, being a doctor, I cannot leave him like this. Okay, I have to help that. That's why I have operated this American. I have not operated because now I am not faithful towards my country. He said, no, this is not right. Okay, being a doctor, I just operated this American. Okay, the servants cannot understand that. She said, and she said, now what was Hannah said that you and I, we understand this thing that being a doctor, you only being a doctor, you help him. But the servants didn't understand all these things. Okay, no, no means he agreed to this. That yes, the servants are not going to understand why we have helped this American. Okay, neither seemed able to say more, and somehow the household ran. Servants grew more watchful. Their courtesy was as careful as ever, but their eyes were cold upon the pair to whom they were hired. Now, that neither of them spoke to anything about all these things, nor Dr. Sudha, nor Hannah, not even the servants. Okay, they just said this information he has given to Hannah and has given to Dr. Sudha. After that, there was no talk about they didn't talk about the American. But what is there? The servants. Okay, they are more watchful. They are keeping an eye on this couple, on this Japanese couple. Okay, whatever they are doing, whom they are talking, whatever they are talking to the American, how many times they are going to this American home and everything. So they are now keeping an eye on these couple. Okay, because now they are feeling that these two people, Hannah and Siddharth, they are just hiding the American. They are just trying to save the American from the Japanese army. Okay. It is clear what our master ought to do. The gardener said one morning. Now, what happened one morning? One morning, the gardener was working with this in the garden, and he said that we can see clearly what our master was doing. Okay, he had worked with his flowers all his life and had been specialist in moss. Now he has worked with the flowers. He's been gardener for a long time, and he was specialist in moss. Okay, for Suda's father, he had made one of the finest moss garden in Japan, sweeping bright green carpet constantly so that not a leaf or a pine needle marred the velvet of its surface. Now, what is there, children? This night, we came to know that Dr. Sudha, okay, for this doctor, this gardener is working since when? Since the Dr. Sudha's father was there. Okay, so he was a very old servant. So what is there? Now the gardener has made the finest moss garden in Japan. Okay, for Dr. Sudha's father. My old master's son knows very well what he ought to do. He now said, pinching word from the bush as he spoke. Now, what did the gardener say? He was just working in the garden, and he said that my old master's son knows very well that what he was doing and what he was doing was wrong. Okay, when the man was so near death, why did he not let him be? Now, what did he further said that gardener that this man was about to die? Then why did the Dr. Sudho treated him? Why did Dr. Sudho operated on him? Let him be, okay? Why he saved him? The young master is so proud of his skills to save the life that he can save any life. The cook said continuously. What did the cook added? They were all working there. They were all standing there. So the cook also added a few comments of him. He said that young master means Dr. Sudha. He was so proud of his skills that he think that he can save any life. Okay, so just to show off his skills or just to show off this thing that he was a very good surgeon. What he had done, he had just operated this American. She split a flow neck skillfully and held the flickering bird and lets his blood flow in the roots of the Lisbon vine. Blood is the best fertilizer, and the old gardener would not let her waste a drop of it. Now, what is there? What is the cook is saying? That he should have, Dr. Sudho have killed him. Okay, he should have killed that fellow, and the blood, the cook is saying that Dr. Sudho should have collected that blood and should have given to this old gardener, because blood is a very good fertilizer, and this old gardener has used that blood of that American as a fertilizer. So they were just telling that Dr. Sudha and Hannah should not have saved the life of this American is to be killed. Okay, so they were in a favor of killing this American. It is the children of whom we must think, Yumi said sadly. What will be their fate if their fathers committed that traitor? What did the Yumi said? Now they were talking about killing the American and you should kill him and use the blood as a fertilizer. They were talking all this thing. But here Yumi, she was so attached to the children, so she was saying, yes, we should think about the children also. If their father is being taken by the police and for keeping a American in their house, what will be the fate of their children? Okay, they did not try to hide what they said from the tears of Hannah as she stood arranging the great flowers in the veranda nearby. And she knew they spoke on a purpose that she might hear. Now, while they were speaking all these things, they know this thing that Hannah was standing there. Okay, and they were speaking it purposely because they wanted Hannah should hear all these things and should inform her husband about it. Okay, so they were speaking it purposely. They were speaking it so loudly so that Hannah can hear all these things and should go and inform her husband. Okay, that they were right. She knew two in most of it. And while hearing their thoughts and their words, Hannah knew this thing that they were right. Okay, it is wrong to save her to help and to save an American. Okay, but there was another part of her which she herself could not understand. But what is there? What is the reason why she was helping her husband? Why they both are trying to save or get treated that American? They don't know. Okay, there was another part of their character which they are not able to understand right now. What is going on? Okay, it was not a sentimental liking of the prisoner. She had come to think of him as a prisoner. He had not even liked him yesterday when he had said in his impulsive way, anyway, let me tell you that my name is Tom. Now there is nothing like that Hannah started feeling sympathy for this American. She don't like this American. Okay, now she is giving the example also, the writer is giving an example also that a day before when Hannah went to this American room, so this American said in a very polite way to Hannah that my name is Tom. Okay, so this American introduced himself to Hannah and she had only put a little distance. And what did Hannah did? She just put down like okay. She just by the gesture she said okay. Okay, she doesn't utter a word from her mouth. She saw hurt in his eyes, but she did not wish to assault him. Okay, she saw that this American was hurt because this American tried to talk to Hannah, but Hannah didn't reply. So she saw that he got hurt, but she did not try to comfort him. Indeed, he was a great trouble in this house. Why? Because this American was a great trouble for them. Okay, up till there, he is going to stay in the house. It was a great trouble for everyone. As for Sudhir, every day he examined the wound carefully. The last stitches have been pulled out this morning, and the young man would in a fortnight be nearly as well as ever. Now, what is Dr. Sudhir doing? He daily is examining the wound of this person. Okay, now the last stitches is going to come out today. He thought that today he is going to remove the last stitches, and the person this young man will be okay in a few days. Okay, Sudhir went back to his office and carefully typed a letter to the chief of the police reporting the whole matter. Now, when Sudhir saw that this person is getting well, so what did Dr. Sudhir did? He just went to his office and he started writing a letter to the chief of the police. And on that letter, what he is writing, he is just reporting about the whole matter. Whole matter means how they found this American on the beach. Okay, they have just carried him into their house and then they have operated him and now they were there. Now this American is there in their house. So these all things that have been started typing. Okay. On the 21st day of February, an escaped prisoner was washed up on the shore in front of my house. So how he started? How this Dr. Sudhir started writing a letter to this chief of the police? He started that on 21st February. I found an escaped prisoner of war on the shore which is in front of my house. Okay. So far he typed and then he opened the secret drawer of his desk and put the unfinished report in. He just typed this much. Okay, and then he just took that letter out and kept it in a secret drawer, which is there in his desk. Okay, so it means he didn't send this letter to the chief of the police. Neither he had completed it nor he had sent it to the chief of the police. Okay. On the 7th day after that, two things happened. Now, children, this is also important. First is the 3rd day, a thing happened, and now the 7th day. 7th day, two things happened. What was the first one? First, we see that in the morning, the servants left together, their belongings tied into a large square cotton handkerchief. When Hannah got up in the morning, nothing was done. The house not clean, the food not prepared, and she knew what it. What is the first thing happened? That on the 7th day, or the 7th day means the day when the American came to their house. From that 7th day, what happened? That in the morning the servants they left all together. Okay, they have not cleaned the room, they have not prepared the food. So when Hannah got up in the morning and she saw that the food is not prepared, the house is not clean, so she came to know that what is there. Okay, because they have already warned that if they are going to keep this American in the house, the servants are not going to stay. So she know that they are ready to leave. Okay, she was dismayed and even terrified. So she was a little disappointed, as well as she was frightened also. Why? But her pride as a mistress would not allow her to show. But she was a mistress. She cannot show all these things. She cannot show her disappointment, as well as she cannot show her terror also. You know? She was disappointed because the servants are not understanding them. Okay, they're spending a long time with this Japanese couple. Still, the servants are not understanding why they are doing this, and she was terrified because might be these servants will leave from here and they will go to the police and report something. Okay, so that's why she is little frightened also. Instead, she inclined her head gracefully when they appeared before her in the kitchen. She paid them off and thanked them for all they had done for her. She did. She cannot show her disappointment as well as her fear. So when they came to Hannah in the kitchen, she just paid them and she said, "Thank you." Okay. 2 minutes, children. 2 minutes. Okay. They were crying, but she did not cry. Now, what is there? The servants are working here for a long time. So, okay, so they were all crying. The cook and the gardener had served her since he was a little boy in his father's house. And Yumi cried because of the children. Now, what is there, children? That why the cook and the gardener was crying? The cook and the gardener was crying because they have served from a very long time in this girl's house. Girl was a little boy. From that time, they were serving, and Yumi was crying because she was so attached towards the children. Okay, she was so grieving that after she had gone, she ran back to Hannah. And she was so much in a pain that when she gone back, she came back to Hannah. Okay. If the baby misses me too much tonight, send for me. I am going to my own house, and you know where it is. What she said that if the baby misses me so much, okay, no, just call me. What did Yumi said? Just call me. I am going to my own house, and she told Hannah that you know where my house is. Thank you, Hannah said, smiling. Hannah said, thank you so much, okay, for your concern. But she told herself she would not send for Yumi, however the baby cried. But she thought that she is not going to call Yumi. Okay, how the baby cried so much that she is not going to tell Yumi anything. She is not going to call you. She made the breakfast and sat down with the children. Neither of them spoke for the servants beyond the fact that they were gone. Now, Hannah, what she did, she just made the breakfast and sat down with the children, and they don't spoke about the servants anymore. Okay, but after Hannah had taken morning food for the prisoner, she came back to Sudan. Now, when Hannah had taken the morning food for the prisoner, she came back to Sudan. Why it is we cannot see clearly what we ought to do? She asked him, and she asked Dr. Sudan that why we are not able to see, okay, what we have to do, why we are not able to see that we are doing something wrong. Even the servants see more clearly than we do. Said that servants are not that literate. Then do they know that we are doing wrong? Why we are not able to see that we are doing wrong? Okay, why are we different from other Japanese? He asked that why we are so different from other Japanese. Why is this things happening? Okay. Sudho did not answer, but a little later he went into the room where the prisoner was. Now that time Sudho did not answer anything to Hannah, but a little later he went to the prisoner room and prisoner was and said this: "Today you may get up on your feet. I want you to stay up only 5 minutes at a time." What he said that he just said very bluntly to this prisoner that today you are going to stand on your own feet. Okay, and I want you to stay for 5 minutes. Okay, tomorrow you may try it twice as long. It would be well that you get back your strength as quickly as possible. But he said that tomorrow you are going to try it twice. Okay, twice you are going to stand on your own feet by yourself only. Okay, and I want you to be get well soon. Okay, as he saw the flick of terror on the young face, that was still very pale. He saw Dr. Sudho saw that the American was looking very pale and there's a terror in his eyes. On his face also he can recognize that there's a terror on his face. Okay, the boy said, okay. Evidently he was determined to say more. I feel I ought to thank you, doctor, for having saved my life. Now that American, he spoke more, Dr. Sudho, for the first time, and he said that I am very thankful that you have saved my life. Don't thank me too early, Sudho said coldly. Sudho said, don't try to thank me so early. Okay? He saw the flicker of terror again in the boy's eyes. Terror of an unmistakable as an animal. He again saw that this boy is again, what is that? He again looking terrified. Okay? He can saw the terror on his face. Okay? The scars on his neck were present for a moment. The scars which were there on his neck, which Hannah has seen, okay, that scars become red for a moment. Those scars, what were they? Sudho did not ask. Sudho wants to ask that why these scars are there on your neck. But Sudho did not ask about the scars. Okay.